Hey YouTube, Windracer coming at you today. And this is a look on my first Transformer for the new year. Also, happy 2022, happy new year and happy 2022 to everyone. I can't get words out. But this is my first Transformer for the new year. We're going to be taking a look at Transformers Kingdom Slammer. Yes, I finally got a hold of Slammer. For those of you who do know and those of you who do not know, get that piece of crumb out the way. Slammer is a G1 component to Metroplex. He was just a tank, just like this little tank, but he didn't really transform. He was just a piece of several pieces of plastic, a little long rod that folded in underneath, a cannon that sat on top, and the main body part. That was it. They were all hollow pieces of plastic that would just combine onto Metroplex to form a tower and another gun turret. That was it. But I've got two now. I have both the components, both of the buddies for Metroplex. Now I just got to get a Metroplex to go with my 6-gun and Slammer. And speaking of 6-gun, and like I said, speaking of 6-gun, here is 6-gun next to Slammer. And I'm happy to have both of them. I have another weaponizer. Yes, another weaponizer. And just like any of the other weaponizers, they do come apart and combine to form weapons for other characters. So we're going to take Slammer 6-gun out of here, and we'll see him later on in his robot mode. And for another size-by-size comparison, here is Slammer next to one of the Micromasters, Flak. Well, he has a tank upon a tank. I would do Scamper, but like I said, I don't have Metroplex to view the two as a whole thing. So we're going to go from this, and we're going to go ahead and transform him. And in order to do so, you have to rip him apart. So going to go ahead and take the front of the gun and this piece off. Bring this up for right now. Take the front end off here. Take these off. Take this off. And then take these apart. And effectively, you're left with all this stuff. So to get him into robot mode, I'm going to bring this down. Rotate that around like so. And we'll go ahead and pop up his head. And there we go. So now we've got effectively the whole torso. To do his legs, gonna go ahead and bring these out and fold these in. And what somebody kind of pointed out that I saw on a Facebook webpage, on a Facebook Transformers group page, that he shares the same leg components. I want to say this part, but I'm not sure about the rest. But the same leg components as Ironworks. So that was pretty cool. Go ahead and bring this up and then fold that in. And you can see which legs will fold where. Go ahead and peg his legs in. And there we have his legs. Mine is a little loose in this section right here. Like, very, very loose. Alright. And we'll watch him fall over. Alright. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and peg in his arms. There is the camera up a bit. So we're going to go take his arms, well, the front of the turret, which will be his arms. Go ahead and fold these in and rotate these in like so. And there we have one arm. We'll peg right here on the sides. So fold down and rotate. Peg those in. Now we're going to take this and this piece. These will peg together like so. This will now peg into these peg holes here on his back. Fill it in. And this will peg on to the front of his hand. And there we have Slammer in his robot mode. And he's very, very cool. I do like this little guy. I even love the head sculpt. I love the coloring. So cool. So very, very cool. I like how he's got machine guns here on his feet. We got missile launchers on the top of his shoulders, and then he has them on the sides of his feet. Go ahead and take a look at him next to his buddy 6-gun. You can see they're about the same size. They're very cool. Now, we just like 6-gun, we can take him apart and use him for another figure for weapons. So we're going to bring Megatron in here, my G2 Megatron. My G2. This is my G2 Megatron. Go ahead and rip off his arms. Rip off his cannons, rip off the legs, rip off the backpack, fold his head around for right now, and rip the piece off. Pardon. And then we'll also rip off the tank treads, and then we have them like this. So what you're going to do at this point we're going to take the legs like so, I believe. Oh yeah, and we want to take off, apparently you have to take off the shoulders. So give me 1 second. Alright, so we're going to take Megatron here. Going to go to his feet, and you don't need to take these apart, you just leave them as is. Go ahead and plug these underneath his feetums to give him some foot support. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the chainsaw here. Go ahead and clip that together. And then peg this into that. Now we've got a chainsaw blade. You're supposed to put it on his arm, but I'm taking it off his shoulder cannon, so I'm going to have him hold it. So he's got a chain weapon. We will take this piece, peg it on here, give him another arm cannon. We're going to come to the back part here of Megatron. And here's where the fun part comes in. We're going to move his head out the way for a bit. Take this whole assembly and just unpeg it and swing it all the way out. So we have this peg sticking out. And you can peg it onto either side of Megatron. It's usually better to do it with someone who has a centerpiece, but you're going to go ahead and fold these leg components in, and you're using these peg holes to peg on either side of this. Like so. And what you end up having is this. It's a cool look. It looks better on the smaller bots. I'll give you that. But that's what he looks like. So yeah, one thing I did note, if you use the bigger bots like Megatron or any form of Megatron, whichever one, be careful with the heel part. This got stuck to one of his hands, and it will it ripped his heel off. So yeah, should you get 6-gun? Yes, if you already have Metroplex, or if you have, should you get Slammer? Yes, if you already have Metroplex, if you already have Slammer, get him. If you don't have either one, he's still a good weaponizer to have. He's still a good person to have with the rest of your Autobots, especially when you have 6-gun. You can have the two hombres together. But yeah, you can also do whatever you want with these guys. Like, you can put these two together. I have seen a lot of pictures of people doing that, and to be quite honest, it looks freaking awesome. But yes, there has been my review for Transformers Siege, or Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Slammer. I'm Windrazer, and I'll see y'all on the next review.